topic brief entitled Education Policy and Strategy for Scaling EdTech in Philippine Schools was prepared by Lesel F. Dunuan on April 2020. This topic brief is under a subcontract issued to the Foundation for Information Technology, whom, based on document review and interviews with officials and staff of the DepEd's regional and division offices in the Cordillera Administrative Region and Baguio City, DICT, the UST Science Education Institute, the United Nations Development Program Philippines Office, two private telecommunications companies, Globe and Smart, two private EdTech service providers, and two non-profit organizations working in EdTech. This topic brief was divided into three main categories. First, the Philippines' evolution of education policy and strategy. Second, the K-12 curriculum. And third is the DepEd and Department of Information and Communications Technology, the possible areas of policy convergence. The EdTech policy and frameworks started in year 2001 up until 2018. It includes the creation of Information Technology Framework, National Framework Plan for ICTs in Basic Education, 5-year ICT for Education Strategic Plan, and lastly, the DepEd Computerization Program and the Internet Connectivity Program. Towards the topic review, it emphasizes the formation of the educational policy and strategy, international findings, action steps, programs like K-12 curriculum, and DepEd Digital Rise do made possible. Not just that, it also signifies the collaboration of some private sectors for us to obtain the foremost concern. It is to improve quality and broaden access of the education technologies in the country. Since Philippines are addressing consistent problems of poor performance and high dropout rates, in an effort to produce graduates who have both the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in a knowledge-based economy. Towards the topic brief, it introduced a lot of information that the readers will be difficult to connect and understand. It was also hanging in some part wherein it merely introduces but with no justification of stand. The topic brief addressed the concept of ICT and IT as a framework. It resulted that in the very beginning, Philippines are lack of ICT framework and coordination within all branches of school and government, and thus early government possessed inadequate skills and manners for being an ICT and IT literate. Globe Telecom provides aid but in the specific areas only, especially in urban areas. Now, how about the rural areas? According to Globe Inc. Landmark, that in year 2015 to 2021, there were a total of 36,000 students whom provided with that aid, which received a package including internet connectivity, tablets, virtual reality goggles, modems, mobile phones, and teacher training on ICT integration and digital citizenship. But in the topic brief, there was no specific total number of students whom received the said package that was being cited. Most importantly, why Philippines are struggling to have an ICT framework? Because, at the first place, we have an insufficient fund. If we do have a sufficient fund, then we can focus on the ICT improvement, empowered internet connection and IT, as well as to concentrate on research to enhance students' capabilities. Moreover, Snippets 2019 cited that a professor or instructor is the key success of the students. That is why the best trainings, workshops, and seminars should be provided. In order for a teacher to be more, he or she should have more. To sum it up, Virgil de Dios 2016 recognized that one reason for not creating a coordinating body or another framework was that it might add an unnecessary level of bureaucracy. However, global experiences suggest that there are more benefits to having a strategy and a coordinating body than not. The following recommendations aim to be realistic and practical, adding value but not work. First, expedite the creation and dissemination of an ICT education, vision and strategy, coupled with implementing guidelines in consultation with stakeholders, including other government agencies. Second, use the policy or framework as a basis for regional and division offices to do their own local planning based on the trust set out by the framework. Third, create a multi-sectoral, including other government agencies like the ICT and DOST, private sector, non-governmental organizations, donors, national and sub-national coordinating body to monitor implementation of the strategy to ensure that ICT in education meets the broader goals of the basic education sector as well as the higher education and industry.